Well, good morning. It's Adair Palmer here, and it is Friday Facebook Fix again. I'm going into my Code Breakers group. I'm going into Social Media for Small Business Owners group. I am live on my business page and on my timeline. I think I'm also in the Women in Business Adelaide group. I've tried to get this broadcast out to as many places as I possibly can. And Fione's saying she can't hear. Hey, Fione. I did add I'm going to, can't hear. Good morning. I'm actually going to leave it for a little while to kick in. So I'm hoping that it is hoping that it is the phone. Let me just see. I'll be able to test here. I'm going to, yep, I have got audio, so it must, I'll actually put that, I'll write it on the screen. So Fiona, I do do have audio. Can you see that? That's on the agenda, so I want to show it. Why won't it let me? I'll do the comments. Comment, okay. I do have audio. See if that comes up. Okay. Today we are talking about building your avatar, and let me show that one. If you can get onto your MacBook, Theone, that would be awesome. Showing it. Oh, I'm still having some problems with this platform. If you want to join me for Friday Facebook Fix, I am going to put the link in the bottom of the comments thread down here. Sorry, I just keep going on this morning. All right, I'm back. I'm with you. It's all happening. I'm coming live at 9 a.m. this morning because it's normally 10 o'clock. I'm shifting it to 9. I may well leave it at 9 o'clock because I've actually started going back to the gym, and after about a 2-year hiatus, I started going. I've got a 30-day free pass, and so I thought I'd go back and make them absolute most of it. And the programs, most of the things that I want to do, I can't go at 6:15 a.m. in the morning. Why would you want to? But most of them are at either 9:30 or 10:30 a.m. I did body pump on Wednesday, and my body is still hurting, and I think I need to go back and do it's Strong by Zumba. And of course, anywhere the word Zumba is, I'm there, totally there. So I am back to the gym at 10:30, and wish me luck, peeps. So here in Adelaide, it is wet and it's raining. The sky is grey, and it is a typical winter day. I'm sitting here just about on top of my heater, literally on top of my heater, and looking forward to bringing to you my thoughts on building an avatar. It's come up time and time again because building your avatar, people generally say, when I ask them, they say, who's your ideal client and who's your product or service perfect for? And most people just go, oh, it's everybody. And now I think, I heard a girl say recently that she does skincare. She was saying that my products are for anyone with skin. And I thought, yep, that's actually true. However, what she's overlooking and what is a critical part of this is there are now 2 billion people on Facebook as of last week, I believe. Theone has sound now. Weird. If you want to jump in, you're welcome to. And we can have a chat a bit later. But I think with Be Live, what happened last time was the sound took a little while to catch up on I had someone else say a couple of weeks ago that they had no sound, and then another person did have sound, so I'm not quite sure how that works. Anyway, I have sound, have audio, and talking about avatars today with your I don't know if you can hear the boys yelling in the background. Kid's supposed to be at school, but I think he's gone back to bed. Anyway, that's our family issues. So doing your avatar, people don't generally think it's that important because they think that their product or their service is really for anyone. Tina is teaching a course right now on finding your niche and developing your customer avatar. Oh, brilliant, Tina. Hey, welcome, and it's great to see you here. That's fantastic. I've actually written a chapter in my book. I'm just trying to put your, just show. I'm trying to show your comment, but it's not showing. I don't know what's happening with BeLive. I have had a couple of issues with BeLive over the last week, and I've had to abandon ship, which is a bit sad. But anyway, Tina's saying she's not well, so she's not going to jump on. Okay, no worries. I can't actually show you. For some reason, it's not coming up. I'm not able to show your comment. I don't know what's happening. I'm just clicking on, or it's not showing any comments. So Tina, I'm trying to click on it, but it's not happening. So frustrating. Thank you for joining me here. That's awesome. It's really cool to see you and Theoni and other people who are on. Okay, Tina's had that happen before, and a refresh fixed it. But all right, so she's saying lots of oddities going on with Facebook. Yes, I couldn't tag the other day. I have, if I go onto somebody's business page, I have a thing that just comes up and says, you do not have permission to do this action. And I'm going, I'm just visiting a business page. I don't want to do anything else. And then it will go, and then I can just do what I do normally. In my 747 Accelerate, creating massive organic reach and engagement on your business page, I couldn't even see the people who had applied to join. So I could see that there were a certain amount of people who had asked to join the group, but I couldn't see who they were because it wouldn't show me. So I've had all sorts of little things happen, which was a pain because when I started that's a membership-based group, and that's for a course that I run. It's a week-long course, and I couldn't see if the people who had paid to join the course had actually been asking to join the group. So I had to go into the back door and sort of, because, you know, otherwise you can't add them if they're not friends. And if I have people that are wanting to join the course, because I send them a link to in an email to join into the private group, and they don't get joined in because I can't see that they've actually applied to join the group. So it's been a bit of a hassle. But you know what? I just think in those circumstances, just be grateful that we have this platform to work from, because it's just opened up. As frustrating as it is sometimes, it is opened up a whole new ball game and a whole new way of doing business. Tina's saying some people are seeing the ability to edit their video and select their thumbnails disappear as well. So, Tina, I'm not going to refresh because I think I might lose the whole show. I'm going to keep moving because I do want to talk about avatars because, as you said, Tina, it is so, so important. Now, and I'd love to hear what your thoughts about having your niche, and maybe we could have a conflab, a bit of a chat. Tina's going, lol, I don't blame you. Yeah, I can't show it. Okay. Because I'm sure that we both have, we've had conversations, and I'm sure that we both have different ways of approaching how we do things. And I think that it's awesome to find and have those conversations with people in similar areas. And as I say, we don't compete, we create, because we create something that's bigger than all of us. And our collective knowledge is far, far greater. and of more use and more help than any individual's knowledge alone. So I'm happy to share with you. I have actually written it as a chapter in my book. It is Tina's saying, absolutely loved our last conversation. I did too, and I'm looking forward to more conversations, Tina. Totally. So I have written it as a chapter in my book, and I've got 19 pages. Now I'll have to edit that down because it is a rather long, because I think it is so important and it's one of the most overlooked things. So, Tina says I inspire her, and I wish I could show that. Maybe someday you'll write a book. It's on your bucket list. Seriously, girl, I have to have a talk to you because it is so easy. The hard part is editing and publishing it because I have the attention span of a gnat, and I go, oh, look, a squirrel. And I go, well, I've got the book written, but I actually need to take the next step and go back and edit it and then get it ready for publishing, and, you know, sort of for whether I'm going to self-publish or find a publisher. It's just like, it's that close. But I have my own worst enemy sometimes. And Tina, if you want, you can write an ebook in an hour. I can show you how it's so easy. We can touch on that again. So I am moving on, talking about building your perfect audience and building your audience and knowing your perfect love, your imaginary friend, your ideal client, your avatar. I call it alter ego because mine is a previous version of myself. So as I speak, there are 2 billion people logging onto Facebook, and I'll glance over here because I do have the chapter in my book open, so I'll have the screen. So I can just sort of run through there. But there are 2 billion people logging onto Facebook and every single month, which is more people than walked the earth 100 years ago. No, get your head around that. I know I keep saying it, but my God, it blows my mind. It really does. So I used to run workshops for not-for-profits, and I used to say, you know, if Facebook was a country, it was the Tina's just issued a challenge. Like, sweetheart, you are on. If you can get me to write an ebook in an hour, that would be nothing short of a miracle. We're going to talk. We are going to talk. So I used to run these workshops for not-for-profits, where I would say that if Facebook was a country, it would be the 3rd largest country on earth, just behind China and India. Now it would be the largest country on earth. So those workshops I ran around 4 or 5 years ago, and in that short space of time, it has surpassed the largest countries on earth. It is the amount of people that are here on this platform just blow my mind. Like I said before, less than 1% of entrepreneurs actually look at their avatars in any great depth. They might have a vague idea of who they're serving, but most people I speak to don't. And a workshop that I ran on a couple of weekends ago, there were around about 20 people in the room, and I said, who here has an avatar? 2 people put their hands up, and guess what? Both of those are in my inner circle, my code breakers. So that was just a bit amazing. So I'd worked with both of those people. Let's see what I suggest you do when you are wanting to get or attract people on Facebook. What you want to do is hurry up and wait. What I mean by that is slow down, because what I see is people putting their messages out on Facebook and they're spewing it out like it's all around product and sales and promotions, and people, and they haven't really thought, like, they're coming from their own space. And if you're one of these people, and I know what it's like because I was there once too myself, if you're coming from that space where you know you're passionate about your service or your product, and I understand that because I am totally passionate about my service and my product. And when I was doing network marketing, I was living and breathing, and, you know, I went overseas for conferences for it, and I just embodied the whole thing. I sort of became it. And, okay, so Fiona's saying, you want to chitty chat, you have to PM me the link. Computer is saying no, so I'm on the phone. Okay. Fiona's also saying, I did it, so can you. Tina, Fiona did her ebook in an hour, and it was actually it was a real pleasure working with you, Fiona. She was actually my first. She was a crash test dummy for that, and it was And it was a joy to work with you, Theoni, and I'm so glad you were the first person I worked with, because I probably wouldn't have done it if, no, that's a joke. I actually was having the finished product there and getting it connected to your Facebook business page and getting it sent out as a in return as part of your marketing funnel was just a real pleasure working with you. And Tina's saying, to make it worse, they're also spending money to boost and advertise the wrong message or the right message to the wrong audience. Absolutely, Tina. It's absolutely a waste of money. That's a fantastic point you make there. I wish I could show that on screen. I wish I could. I think to get people to slow down and develop their avatar and to get a what do you call it? To get a feel for the pain points that people are feeling. So get out of your own head is what I was saying before. Get out of your own head and get into the head of somebody who you know that you would like to work with. So it's, for me, it's not even about who your avatar, who your product or your service is for. It's about who you want to work with. And when I was doing network marketing, I found like the difference, and they would say this in their training, they would say, market yourself, even though they wanted you to put the product first. Market yourself, because the difference between you and the difference between the product and the price point and everything else for a customer is you. And so they would say, market yourself first. But I would suggest that you get out of your head even more and look at it from your avatar's perspective. So look at them looking at you and going, what is it that they want? What is it that your avatar is pains them? Because most people, well, like say every person on the planet, buys a service or has, buys a product or has a service because they're experiencing some sort of thing. It could be pain. Excuse me. Most likely it is pain, but they want to be moved towards some sort of change in their life. They want to experience some sort of pleasure, or they want to have some sort of pain go away. So they're moving away from something or they're moving towards something. So, but if we don't know what that is, we're not going to be able to tap into that that thing that's going to hit that really gets them here, that they go, oh my God, that person is talking to me. And that's my aim and my goal. I still do it poorly. It is a real art to crafting your avatar. It absolutely is. But if you don't even stop and think about it, then you are, like Tina said, you're going to be spending money. If you're boosting your posts, you're going to be wasting your money because it's going to not even hit the right market. It's not going to, people, you might have the right message, but it's not going to hit the right people. You might have the wrong message with the right people. You might have the wrong message with the wrong people. The idea of building your avatar is to have the right message for the right people. So what I would say is, if you say, and in just checking my notes here, my chapter, if you don't have time, because people are going too fast, I would actually say then ask yourself, take the time and say to myself, if I don't have the time to stop and develop my avatar, why is this not important to me? Because people prioritize things that are important to them. And if it is important to you to build your business and to attract clients using Facebook, then you will prioritize it. You will make time for it. And I think that is one of the things that that business people, and I know, like I said, I've done it myself, we get so caught up in the hurry of the business of end of things, of getting ourselves out there, of posting, of doing the doing stuff, that we actually don't sort of do it strategically. And so people are just flat, and I've seen it happen. It happens in the Code Breakers group, and I try and say, just breathe, just slow down. You know, Facebook is building. They get a feeling of overwhelm and go, look, I just can't do this. And so because there's just so much, and that phrase, drinking from a fire hose, is totally true when you think that all of the stuff that you can do on Facebook, like I used to get totally overwhelmed, and I'm going a little bit off track here, but I think it's really important to slow down. And I know success loves speed, but until you nail some of this stuff, if you haven't nailed it, slow down a little bit until you get your, you know, sort of, once you get your avatar done. So my avatar is a 45-year-old woman called Brenda. And I wonder if I could actually show you. I wonder if it will let me show. I put an avatar up. Oh, now I've got to sign in by Facebook. I should have done that earlier. No, maybe I'll try and share my screen and show you that after. But no, I forgot what I was saying. All right, let's go back to saying time to stop and think and breathe and just focus on your avatar. Like, all it takes is an hour to an hour and a half if you have a process to follow. So I do teach that in the Code Breakers. I actually teach it also in the 747 Accelerate, creating massive engagement and organic reach on your Facebook business page. I'm starting that course again on the 17th. I'm currently running that. It's a week-long course, but I'm starting that course again on the 17th of July, which will be the 18th of July for people in the US, I believe. So, in those courses, I teach people to slow down, to do their avatar. It's one of the first things that we look at. The other thing I want to share with you is if your avatar is a previous version of yourself, and most people, I find, the people I speak to, most of them, their avatar is a previous version of themselves, because they have had some pain or some desire or something, frustration, that they've worked through and found an answer for. And that's, I think, is where most people are really passionate about their business. They become really connected with what they do, and they they're really heart-centered entrepreneurs where they can help another person based on their own experiences, and they can have a deep understanding. It doesn't mean that if you don't have an alter ego that is alter ego or avatar that is a previous version of yourself, that you're not going to be successful. What I think that means is that you're going to have to do some more research and do some more looking around what those people say, how they feel, because if you've never been there, you really can't truly experience it. And I'm going to give you an example about that. I've actually done a case study, and I was working with a person at a workshop recently, and we were doing this building your avatar. And when I do the live workshops, we spend an hour doing this. So we spend a considerable amount of time. It's one of the steps in breaking the Facebook code. And we do spend out of a 8-hour workshop. There's 10 steps. Out of an 8-hour workshop, we spend an hour. So, and when we do the Code Breakers group, we spend a whole week on it. So it is really, really important. Okay, in a workshop recently, I was working with a girl, this person who works with people who want to manage their finances better. And the avatar that she was wanting to reach out to was a single mum from the wrong side of the tracks, someone who had a couple of kids, was struggling to get their money together to do anything, and it was interesting because what she was doing was she was saying, let's entice people by saying, hey, how about I can help you save to plan your saving for your holiday. Now, the single mum from the wrong side of the tracks is probably not even going to be thinking about a holiday because they're so busy struggling with the day-to-day things. They might sort of dream about a holiday like down the track, but it's actually not going to be close to their heart, and it's not going to be something that they need. Some steps in front of that. They need something that's actually going to go, oh my God, I am, you know, I have to get my bills paid. That's more important. And then we talked about having a avatar who was a middle class professional. We actually decided that because of today's spending habits in our society today, that middle class professional and the single mum from the wrong side of the tracks who was on welfare would probably have about the same disposable income. The middle class professional would probably put their holiday, they wouldn't be going to Bali, or they wouldn't be going to the local caravan park. They would probably go, well, they might go to Bali, but they might go to a tropical resort, or they might go to a snow holiday in Japan, for example. But their holiday, what they would do was they probably would put it on credit card and then spend the next 12 months paying it off. And Tina is saying you cannot make it as a wandering generality. You must become meaningful, specific. That is a brilliant quote from Zig Ziglar. And I wish I could show it. I wish I could show it, Tina. You cannot make it as a wandering generality. You must become a meaningful, specific. So I'm nearly out of time. We've nearly cracked the half hour. I will share with you, if I can find it. Let's go. So let's see. While I'm looking for this, my whole point about that is when you are like Tina says, you can't make it, or like Zig Ziglar says through Tina, you can't make it a wandering generality. You must become meaningful, specific. When this girl, the spending or the budgeting planner, I think it was called Spending Planner. When we dug a bit deeper, we realised that you actually had to be really specific, because your message is going to get lost on both of those people if you just said, I can help you plan for your dream holiday. So if that's what you're promoting in an effort to entice somebody into your business, you're actually going to lose at both ends. Even if you did have both of those as your avatar, you're not going to get either of them because you haven't thought it through. So I just want to share with you my avatar, and I can remember the last place I put it, which was on that inner circle group. So I'm just going to go back there. I should have got organised it and had it up, but I did have my, let's see, play some thinking music. Thinking music. There we go. So normally I've got an extra hour in the morning. Okay, let's share Brenda with you. I even have a photo I've done of the mango avatar. I might just see if I can find a link to that as well, because it's sort of fun. All right, so my avatar is a 45-year-old woman called Brenda. Now, she's educated to master's level. She's had a great career in government as a management consultant, and now she's getting jaded about the rules and regulations that she feels are holding her back from realising her potential and her dreams. She's on a salary of $110,000, which is good for a woman in government by the standards of others that she knows. She has unfulfilled dreams. She knows they are locked in there somewhere, but not sure where to start looking for them. She wants to do something very different with the rest of her life and is scared to leave her secure, well-paid job and give up a lifestyle she feels she's fought so hard to establish. She likes to holiday overseas and loves being at the gym and eating healthy. She does drink too much wine and uses it as a bit of a crutch to help her wind down after being in the rat race for 5 days out of the week. She loves her weekends and being outdoors, bushwalking or gardening. She's got 3 kids and her eldest has a daughter, so she's a grandmother as well. She's not all that interested in material things, although she likes her creature comforts and a nice environment. Things like interior decorating don't interest her, and she would happily pay for someone else to come and make her home look nice so that she doesn't have to think about it. And I added that in because I also talk in my chapter in my book about exclusions. She drives an older model car or walks most places or takes public transport where she can. She will shop online before going to the local shop. She does not watch TV, or if she does, it's crime show rather than reality TV because she gags on these. She used to read a lot of books, mainly thriller and crime, and now prefers personal development books. That's if she reads at all. She gets the most of her information from the internet and has a long-standing affair with Dr. Google. She wants to do something for herself but isn't sure what, if any, of her skills and knowledge are transferable to her own business. Brenda lacks the confidence and self-belief that she can really do what she wants or achieve what she desires in life. She will need a lot of hand-holding and reassurance that we've got her back before she will be game enough to dare to stand out and risk the criticism that she knows is going to be coming her way. She has great talent and will be able to do what she wants as her confidence and self-belief grows. She's scared of her own voice, and she doesn't realize how incredibly powerful it will be once she lets herself grow into it. All of her life, she has believed other people's opinions were more valuable than hers, including what other people thought of her and what she was doing. As she begins to come to the realization that the only opinion that really matters is hers, the dilemma is then how to voice her opinion and stand true in her own words in the face of criticism. She has been on Facebook since 2008 and is thoroughly ingrained and conditioned into the constant scanning of the newsfeed, poking her nose into other people's profiles just to check in and see how they're doing, of course, and wasting hour upon hour of precious time doing this without actually realizing it. She'll sit on the bus on the way to work and scroll mindlessly through the newsfeed. I'll bet none of you have ever done that before, making sure she's caught up with all the going on with her friends and family. She starts a business on the side, which depends on social media for exposure, and chooses a network marketing business as she's unsure how to set up business systems, so is happy to work with a company that provides everything for her and teaches her what she needs to know. She doesn't realize yet this will quickly bore her to tears, and she will need more that captures her attention and engages her creativity than process marketing required for network marketing. For many years, she's dreamed of developing her own products and selling digital products on the internet, but she has no confidence or understanding about how to go about doing it. So she's put it on the back burner for now. So that, friends, is my ego, my alter ego, Brenda. Parts of it is me. Parts of it I've drawn from other people that I know. I was at a workshop a couple of weeks ago on blogging, and the girl there, Elizabeth Campbell, her alter ego, her avatar is actually a ideal client. So she has a real true life avatar. So I think that's brilliant. I've never heard of that before. So if you have a real true life avatar that is your perfect or ideal client, tell them that they're your perfect client. Get them to celebrate it and evolve as your perfect client evolves. I think that's just a brilliant idea. Tina is saying, Theone just downloaded your 5 top tips to reducing inflammation and overcoming fatigue. Tina has Lyme disease and lupus, so thank you, Adair, for helping you get to the point that you could write and publish your ebook. This is such valuable information. Awesome. I love it when that happens. I love that when it happens. Theone saying, thank you, Tina. I hope you find some helpful information. That is amazing, amazing, amazing. I've still got 19 pages here. I am not going to labour the point. I've already gone a few minutes over, but I really want you to understand the absolute criticality, is that a word, about getting your alter ego or your avatar developed. Now, my son has just pushed a note under the door. You can come in. I'm going to go now. I think it's funny. I think he wants me to drive him to school, but if that's what the note says, the answer is no. You're going to have to walk. I'm out of here. I will see you next Friday for the Friday Facebook Fix. Thank you, Tina, Theone, and everyone else who's joined me. I look forward to seeing you again. Tina, I'd love to have another chat with you about what you're doing, because I think actually identifying your niche market and your alter ego, I think we've got some great stuff from different perspectives that we can share together. All right, have a lovely weekend. Bye for now.
Bye for now.